is going on, guys? It is Teeoh here, and I am back with the first installment of my brand new series, Teeoh Talks. And as I briefly touched upon it in the one update video I mentioned this is going to be a series where I basically just talk about things that I want to talk about, express my opinions, and just try to give some advice, just try to help, just things I want to talk about and just things I want you guys to hear, basically. Anything non-gaming related will be involved in this. And one of those things that was on my mind for the past few days and something I've wanted to talk about is following through. You're probably thinking, like, following through, well, with what exactly? So basically, if you say you're going to do something, then do it. If you make a commitment, follow through with it. There's too many people in my life who have made many broken promises, and obviously, I'm not saying that I've made broken promises. I have, but I've done what I can to prevent those from being made. And anymore, I try to follow through. Generally, I do follow through with nearly everything that I say, unless something is physically impeding me from not being able to complete the task. I will do it. And there was a prime example of that within the previous month. But that's a story I'm not going to talk about, due to, I guess, situation. But I'll tell a little bit. I was at a grad party, and I was starting to get anxious. And then I was told, people were saying, like, we can take you home, like it was before the party was ending. I'm like, no, I already told him before. Told the person who was at the grad party, I told him I was going to be here for your whole party, and I'm going to fight through it, and I'll stay. And I made it through the entire grad party. Despite having, the anxiety, I fought through it. And, I'm just a person who said, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Like, with everything going on, some people are like, oh, you shouldn't do your music. You shouldn't release your mixtape you're working on. No, I'm going to release that. Because I did the work, and I'm very proud of the work I've done into it. I've put a lot into it. And I said I was going to do something. I was going to release this, so I'm going to do it. Plain and simple. Some things might take a little bit of time, but this is something, just don't ever just drop something. If you commit to something, go through with it. And that's advice I can give to so many people. Whether they take the advice, that's not on me, that's on them. But I can say it and to try to make a difference. But follow through, guys. Don't ever, make a broken promise. If you're going to be there for somebody and you say you're going to, then be there. If you're going to, it's like, oh yeah, we made plans, sure. Yeah, we can go out to the movies or whatever, go get dinner or something, sure. Unless literally something is not allowing you, like you physically can't, or there's, or I guess like work is an excuse if you're calling to work. If there's literally nothing that's blocking you from doing that task, do it. You already committed to it. Just do it. Not only will it make because it could affect the other person if you don't. You don't know what simply saying, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this, or just simply not doing what you said. Some people don't understand how that affects the other person that you did that to. And that's something I hate. I hate, going against my word. It's like, if I stand by my word, if I say, I'm going to help you out or something, I'm going to help you out. I'm not going to go back on that because that's stupid. It's just, you can't lie. If you say, and that makes you, it technically does make you a liar at that point. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, and you continuously keep not doing it, people are not going to be reliable on you. But if you keep on doing what you're doing, if you keep following through, then people will begin to rely on you more and more if you weren't already reliable already. And if you were already reliable, then that just keeps going, and they're not going to doubt you that they're not going to have a second thought that you're not going to do it. And, generally, if there is a reason, like a legitimate reason that you can't do something, they're going to be more forgiving and understanding because of your track record. And based upon a track record, that you've set, you really don't want to jeopardize that, because that could really come back and bite you in the ass. So if you already have a good track record going of following through and doing that, keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. But if you have a bad track record and you say, oh, I'm going to do this, I want to do this, then do it. If you have an idea, if you have something you want to pursue, something you want to try out, do it. If you enter into something, if you sign up for a program or something, just go through with it. If you're feeling, if you have second thoughts, just say, you did this, There's obviously a reason you decided to do it. So just go through with it, If it's like a school function or something, you decided to join marching band, whether it be, college or high school, whatever. You join a band, a marching band program. About halfway through, you're like, I'm sick of this. It's just like, you signed up for a reason. There's no point in quitting now. You've already put the work into learning the music. Just go through with it, Don't just quit. Keep going. If you made a commitment to something, keep going. And that's the best advice I think anybody can give to someone. If you say you're gonna do something, then do it, plain and simple. Because if you don't, therefore it makes you a liar, less reliable, untrustworthy, and just plain and simple, you're just not gonna get anything done. Because if you have like, oh, I want to do all this, I have so many dreams and ambitions, do them. Why do you think I sit here making videos every day? Because I have a dream. I'm not Martin Luther King here, but like, I have something I want to pursue. I have a passion of mine that I want to follow. And right now it's music and video making and YouTube and just everything and just enjoying life. I'm going to, if I have motivation to do something and if I have a commitment made to do something, I said in the beginning of April I was going to do daily uploads. I never thought personally that I'd be able to do it for nearly 4 months, but I've been doing it. And the motivation keeps building up the more you do. And once you actually start getting a good track record, especially if you're not on a good record with that, once you start getting productive, you keep going. It gets easier. The only thing you have to get over is that first initial hump where it's like, do I want to do this? If you want to do it, do it. Or else you wouldn't have, you wouldn't have the thought if you didn't want to do it. Plain and simple. So don't waste an opportunity of that. If you're like, I want to go, I want to learn how to skateboard. Go learn how to skateboard. Try it out. It could be something that you could find a new passion for. You could become the next Tony Hawk. I don't know, that's just abstract, but you could become something. You could find a new passion. You could, like I said, you could become the next Tony Hawk. You never know unless you try it. And if it's just a thought, if it stays in your head, it's not going to go anywhere. Because you need to get that thought out into the world, into actual actions. Or if you have a long-term goal in mind, or even a short-term goal. I learned this from my friend last night. We were having a discussion about this, and it really put things into perspective. And he said he learned from a speaker that he heard, because he was at a program for college. The speaker said, if you want to, how to motivate and train yourself to do anything, to become good at anything, write it down. Like, if you want to become something, if you want to, like, change something about yourself, write it down on, like, a 3x5 note card and keep it with you at all times. Look at it as many times as you possibly can throughout the day and just keep doing that. Because eventually it morphs the subconscious, because the more you see it and the more you read it, the more you begin to believe it. That's why sometimes, and that's a method that bullies use as far as, like, bullying kids. It's like, oh, you're a nerd, you're a loser, you're a faggot, whatever. The kid starts to believe it because he keeps hearing it and it keeps happening. So therefore, why don't you just do it, but in a good way? So with this note card, if there's something you want to pursue, something you want to do, simply say something simple like cleaning your room. Like, you absolutely suck at cleaning your room. So, like, all right, I'm gonna clean my room. Keep my room clean. You keep looking at that, It's like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing my room clean. So you keep going on a daily cycle. You make sure everything's in order, and then eventually it just becomes there. It just becomes stable in your mind that you keep your room clean. Or if you want to become happy, or if you want to, you want to work out daily, or one thing is like if you have a lot of insecurities, like you feel like you're not attractive. You feel like you're ugly. You just feel bad about yourself. Write down what you want to be. Like, I am a great person. I am nice. I want to help others. If you keep reading that and reading that over and over, you start to become that. You become nice. You become happy. You become a person who helps others. It's just simple working with the subconscious. And if you can actually start to do that, and you can follow through with it, anything is possible. Any change, such a simple change like that, can make a humongous difference. That's why I've been following through with these videos, music, everything under the sun that I'm interested in. I've been pursuing. Game hunting, I've been doing this for for 2 years now. Thank you to Leia for getting me, especially into it with garage selling and stuff. I can't thank you enough. But, there were times where I wanted to stop. Times when I was down, with my mental states. It's like where I want to just sell everything off and just, stop doing it. But I kept going. And this is something that I'm incredibly proud of. Incredibly proud of the progress I've made. Incredibly proud of the experiences I've had with getting everything. It's the thrill of the hunt. And it's something that, I enjoy doing. So, if it's something you're passionate about, something you want to do, don't stop. The only person that can stop you from doing something is you. So if you keep stopping yourself from following through with something, you're not going to do it. You're not going to follow through. But if you tell yourself, I can do this, or we're going to do this, and if you follow through, anything's possible. So essentially, just follow through. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. Plain and simple. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time.